just Pierre. And I chose that name because I was really tired of trying to pick a nickname for myself. Like my whole life growing up, I always felt like I had to to make a name for me, and usually with a name it comes like a sort of lifestyle. Born and raised in Compton, good old Compton, California. Uh, I love my city. I love my city. All that goes on, you know what I'm saying? I know we're pretty much known for NWA, The Game, Anthony Anderson, Serena, the Williams sisters. That's what you Google and then you hear about us is those celebrities, athletes. But there's so much more to Compton. There's so much rich culture here. It takes you having to live here and just putting aside your prejudices, your biases, and your preconceived notions of what we do here. And you'll see that this is home just like any other. Growing up, I was a very educated kid, but I didn't apply myself. It was kind of like, I think in 7th grade, I hit depression. I fell into depression. And I remember it was George Bush. He had given, I think it was Saddam, don't quote me, I think it was Saddam. He had given him and his son 72 hours to vacate their country, their location. And they didn't, so live on TV, they actually showed America bombing them, literally dropping bombs on live TV. And I just remember as a kid, just sliding down the water heater at my house. It's like, no, what's going on? Like country at war. Like, it changed everything. I was a fun-loving kid, laugh, joke, talk to my friends, skateboard, a lot of hopes, ambitions, but when I seen that on television, it just sunk me into a deep depression. Like, there's really no reason behind me achieving any goals if our country is now at war. And since then, I remember the next day at school, I just was like, didn't even do any work. I was just kind of like, put my pen to the paper, and all I could do was just write my first and last name. And I was just so depressed that I couldn't do anything. Then the next day, the next day, the next day. And it just became a way of life for me, just sort of this drifter mentality. So I went from fun-loving kid, life of the party, life of the classroom, to just, who is this guy? Who am I? Why am I here? What's the purpose of life? I had to answer very tough questions at a very early age. What is the meaning of life? And I just wasn't ready. What actually lifted me out of that depression was Jesus Christ, my faith in Jesus Christ. And I just carried it from 7th grade till I was probably 23 or whatever. And it was just, I hit a place in life where I had nowhere else to turn to but Him. And I just remember exactly how it happened. I'm gonna tell a story. So it was 2012, and I remember in such a low place in my life. I was like, I heard if all fails, turn to God. He's the one, He'll pick you up. So I was like, I don't really know if this stuff is true or not, but I'm gonna give it a shot. At this point I hit rock bottom. I don't have anything to lose. So I remember praying one night, and I just remember kneeling down on the sofa bed I was sleeping on. I just remember kneeling on my knees, and I said, I'm not gonna get up until I hear God answer me. Just say something, a voice from the sky, something, I'm here, my child, something. But I got nothing. And I was literally there kneeling for about 45 minutes, and I heard nothing. And I just got up off my knees pretty disappointed, like, see, this God stuff is fake, you know what I'm saying, whatever, gave it a shot. So I just went to bed. And just before waking up that next morning, it was like I had just before in my dream, it was like an all-white screen, and it flashed in black letters the scripture Romans 1:20. I was like, what? Is that a scripture? Because I didn't know the Bible or anything like that. So I was like, what is this? So I got my phone, and then I Googled it, what the scripture meant. And hold on, let me grab let me get it. You know what I'm saying? So the scripture, Romans 1:20, it says, "For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made, so they are without excuse." Meaning, I've been looking for proof that God exists, but God in turn responds with the scripture, take a look around you. Creation gives proof of a creator, you know. And I remember writing in the song later, it says, creation gives proof of a creator. Like that phone in your pocket was not its own maker, and your favorite book didn't manifest its own pages from a singularity that evolved through the ages. But gee, since you only believe in what you see, let's take away love, electricity, and the air you breathe. You agree? To do so would be total insanity, because atheism is not about intellect, but morality. Proof of God's existence is sitting upon your consciousness. The problem is we suppress the truth and unrighteousness. Professing to be wise, we become fools. Atheism is an excuse to do what you want to do. And taking it back to the story, again on topic, God responded with that scripture, and I was just like, I'm sold. You know, I was looking for proof he existed, and he responded. You know, he responds to earnest questions. People like, you know, where was God? How come he didn't answer me? And I believe when we get to that place of sincerity and humility, that God will answer us. Because I was in deep search for God. I was tired of living with that weight of depression. You know, the troubles of my city, the troubles of my community, and just all around life in general. I was just tired of living with it. So I was just like, you know what? I need help other than myself. I need divine help, higher power to help me. And God lifted that depression from me.